Piaget stages of development is a theory that children go through distinct stages from birth to adulthood, with each stage bringing new skills and milestones as they develop their knowledge of the world. First, we start with 0 to 2 years. At this point, children are in the sensory motor stage. If we see this word, it makes sense that it came from sensory as children gather information about their world with their sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. That's why we often see baby touching stuff and put it in their mouth, and the motor part is that they are very active. As they discover how to use their senses, they discover how to move their bodies around. The main task of our awareness that develops during this time is object permanence. For example, if you give the baby the toy and you take it away, they won't look for it because they don't understand that it still exists.
Second stage is the pre-operational stage. Second stage occurs from about age 2 to right around 6 or 7 years. The operational part just means mental operation, so imagining things or mentally reversing actions, things like that. This stage is when children start to develop and engage in pretend play, and they'll begin to be able to use symbols to represent things. Usually, children at this age are very egocentric because they don't understand that other people have a different point of view than they do. Example, children also try to hide from you by closing their eyes. Lastly, infants at this age also demonstrate animism. This is a tendency for the child to think that non-living objects such as toys have life and feelings like a person.
From age 7 to about age 11 years old, then they are in the concrete operational stage. This is where children learn the idea of conservation, understanding that although things may change in appearance, certain properties remain the same. Children can also begin to reason about mathematics and thinking logically about concrete events.
Children are able to reason about abstract concepts and think about consequences of potential actions. They are able to reason out what might occur. This is where really sophisticated moral reasoning begins to take place. Because people develop an understanding of abstract principles of morality. Children are reasoning more like adults, and they continue to develop that over time. They can follow the form of an argument without having to think in terms of specific examples, because arguments can be simple, expressed in a few lines, or very complex, taking up whole books. Moving on up, children from about age 12 and up are in what Piaget called the formal operational stage. Children don't always develop these abilities within the certain age brackets. They do tend to progress in predictable fashion. Let me introduce my group members. That is Iman binti Rosli, Nur Aina binti Kasih, Raihan Bazlin binti Ramli, and Nur Fazwin binti Edi.